Hey guys, and welcome to the stream. I'm struggling to find a way to get to sleep at the moment, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to play a little bit of Hellion. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit of fun. Now, as some of you may be aware, I'm one of the testers. You can see that we're... oh, it says A here. It should be B. Experimental build 0.28, which I thought was B, but it doesn't appear to be. So we're going to start a new session and see how we get along. It appears that the game has been optimised a little bit, and in addition to that, there have been some changes to help player positioning, so you're going to get less wobbling about. At least that's the theory. We'll join into the Europe West server, and we're going to get going. Oh my, I've forgotten the password. That's something I should probably check. To be or not to be, indeed. It's going to take me a minute or two to find the password because I'm an idiot and I've forgotten it. Ah, there we are. I've remembered what it is now. There we go. We are, of course, something approaching a man. We change our name a little bit to Gul Survives. There we are. And let's confirm. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Draconian. I hope they're okay. And we're going to start with a fresh start. Okay. Just got to wait for the game to catch up. There's always a little bit of lag to start with. There we go. Oh my, it doesn't look very bright out there. But the... yep, looks like the air quality's okay. Loving that red glow. Okay, so what have we got here? Pressure suit here. Put that on. Grab the med pack. We'll also grab... my, it is very dark. Now, hopefully there is going to be... there we go. There's a jetpack here. We've got to pick them up into our hands. There we are. Let's just take the helmet off. I don't want to be unnecessarily using oxygen. Do we have any nice little things in our life support packs? Is it L for light? Yes, of course it is. Pressure seems okay. Oh. There we go, gravity's on. Oh, it's got a nice green light now. We didn't have that before. Let's turn the power on. Let's deploy that. Excellent. Fingers crossed that's going to help a little bit. Seems like there's already some things on our base that are broken. Lights are on. Excellent. Just dosed him up with a bit of Calpol. Always the good stuff, isn't it? Calpol sorts everything out. Really looks like we're lacking. Haven't got much in the way of life support tools at all. Small stim pack there. No ammo. Not ideal at all. Let's grab this. Put that in our toolbar for the moment. Attach point. There we go. There's quite a few things in there. Let's unload that all into our station. And we'll drop that in there. Attach point. Oh, this is actually a lot better than it was. It does seem that our menu here, the radio menu, is fuzzier than it was. I don't really like that very much. Maybe that's the settings I've got the game on though. Okay. So, now we don't want to refine anything at the moment. That wouldn't be within our avenue of interest. But let's take a look at the attach point. We want to put some more hydrogen in there if we can. Now from what I remember, yes, there it is. There was some. Let's confirm it. Alright, we've got 45.9 in there. Doesn't look like there are any other problems. We're in a debris field, however, which could be a problem. Gravity is off in here. Let's get our helmet on. Yeah, this debris field could be a big problem. We're gonna try and survive it. In fact, what we might do is we might just vent the station for the moment. Oof. Life support. Let's vent the main room, and I suspect it's corridor A. Are you doing what I've asked? Yes, you are. Good. It's taking a moment or two. Telling me now that I'm in a storm. There's no sun exposure. We're going to retract our solar panels for a little while. I think that's the only thing that we can do in order to protect them. Yes, I'm aware. Right, we're going to have to vent corridor B as well. The CQM can stay as it is. Main room's still at 0.7 bars. Not a great deal left in the capacitor. What we will do is we're going to turn the CQM off. Outpost could stay on for a little while. Down at 0.5. Our personal oxygen is doing acceptably. Hopefully we're not in this storm for too long. You can see that the oxygen's gone out of this corridor. Oof! Looks like we just took a hit. That's not ideal. Does look like the lighting's been improved. Oh my! My apologies guys, it doesn't appear that the messages are playing properly for me. Let's just take a quick look. Intrepid Dawn, hey, how you doing? Don't forget to give Gul the thumbs up. Oh, thanks Intrepid Dawn, that's really kind of you. Hey Bernie, how you doing, my man? Pretty boy needs his beauty sleep. Ooh, if only I was pretty. This music is my own music, in line with the kind of the survival theme that I want to go for. I felt that this music was really suitable for it, and it also suits Hellion quite well because of its lonely, almost desperate atmosphere at times. I felt like it would really be nice. Because we are all alone in a big universe. Nothing that we expected to be here is here. We're effectively cast adrift by our own race. He seems a bit lonely without Bay. This really is a multiplayer game at heart. I agree with you, Bernie. However, it's quite fun solo as well. I think there's something quite nice about it being solo. Right, it says pressure low in the bottom left-hand bar. Let's go and do what we must. Oh my. Got to turn the flashlight on. See, look at all these pieces of dust zipping past. I think the storm has just ended. We're on the dark side at the moment. We're using our RCS. I think the first thing I want to do is get down to this abandoned module here. So we'll very gently try and get down there. Oh, there we go. Ooh, okay. Already some useful bits and bobs here. Resource injector, very nice. typically there's some ammo around here. Oh, and startup? Yes, there is. Here we go. Mod 06. S. Can't control myself. There it is. Let's grab the refined resource canister. And we'll also grab this small resource canister. I think that's likely to be all that's in here. At least in my current experience, that tends to be the way of it. Now, what we could really do with doing is attaching this module to our main base. Let's get to work on doing that. Okay, so if we press R, we'll go to our standard docking port, and then we can guide ourselves in. It knows where we're going, to the outpost. Let's just get ourselves lined up relatively well. Hey Mason, how you doing, my man? I think we need to come down a little bit. Let's just slow our descent in. There's a little bit of damage at the top of our module that I can see there. Let's slow it right down. There we go, we've docked. Okay. That's one of the major things that we needed to do. But we can see there's some damage. Let's try and fix it. Got a welding tool here which has got a little bit of hydrogen in. That's what it uses to weld. Doesn't use any materials, so I don't suppose it's true to life, but that hardly matters in a game. There's a little bit of damage here as well that we can see sparking away, and that's fixed as well. Now, perhaps more importantly, we have the ship. You can see it as a dark silhouette. Let's see if there's any real damage to the ship. She doesn't look too bad. In fact, she looks almost entirely fine. I'm really pleased about that. Oh, a little bit of damage over here, look. Oh, you subbed a week ago because you saw some of the Stellaris gameplay that we ran. Oh, that's very nice of you, thank you. Great game is Stellaris. You wouldn't have discovered me unless Captain Shack was subbed to me. A lot of people do say that. I'm very, very lucky to have met Captain Shack and enjoyed his company. But there's a couple of Let's Plays that we did together a little while ago that you might want to check out. Is Gul the new Bob Ross? Probably not. Okay, let's get this airlock depressurized. Ooh, that goes nice and quickly. I like that. Okay, let's get into the ship. And repressurize. I think the graphics have improved. I genuinely do. There we go. We can now take our helmet off, turn the light off temporarily. Oh, the lighting is so much better. Down we pop. Oof. Oh wow, there's a lot of damage here. Let's try and get this fixed. Shack is the gateway to our world. There we go, that's fixed. Let's turn... Oh, we're unauthorized at the moment. Let's fix that. Now, in order to authorize ourselves on a ship, there is a security panel here. There's a few things that we can do. I'm claiming the ship as my own. The ship, as always, is going to be called the Torre Zial. Probably spelled incorrectly, but I'll cope. We have a few ship emblems that we can choose as well. Oh, there's some fantastic ship emblems. This reminds me of good old Cardassia. Oh. And I think that's all we need to do right now. We are now authorized on the ship. Good God, the lighting looks amazing. Let's turn the power on. Let's power up our solar panels and our fusion reactor, at least temporarily. There's a weapon here. That's... oh, here we go. We've got a weapon here. Very good. And the Torah Zial is now active. Let's just pop down into the guts of the ship. Okay, looks like we've got an additional partial warp cell. We may as well utilise that insofar as we can. There we go, we'll pop it in there. Whoopsie daisy, need to press a button on my television. As I do about 3,000 times a day, otherwise it turns itself off. Now, let's try and dock up. In fact, I don't want to dock up. What I want to do is get out of here with my station. Let's engage the FTL engine so it can charge up. We're going to move the ship forward a little ways. See that we've come round the far side of the planet now, which is why you're able to see it. Oh, she's a lot more sluggish than she used to be. Okay, now if we go to dock, make sure that we're on the grapple screen. And what I want to do is try and work out where it is in relation to me. There it is. Let's try and get it grappled up so we can warp out of here. Hey Vegeta, how you doing, my man? We're coming down towards it. What's his name? Vegeta. I'm sure I'd like to see how well he's doing. Getting into grappling range now. That looks pretty good. Slow it right down. We're grappled. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's get into the navigation screen here. Oh, look at all this. This is new. I want to make sure that I'm not going to get hit with a debris field or with any other planets. So, this is quite different. So let's do a quick scan around the system. Zoom. Quite different. Much cleaner, much more simple. I think what I'd like to do... Now, I don't want to intersect with any orbits, but I think Bethia, we're going to add a custom orbit, and we're going to pull it right out, beyond the fringes of the system. As far as we can go. Oh no. There you go. We shouldn't theoretically get caught in any gravitational eddies on this plane of axis. In theory. That should be fine. Let's warp to it. Not going through any planets as far as we can tell. Speed is too low currently. So in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to move at the time, I believe. Capacitor's got insufficient power. Damn. So that's not something we can fix. We're going to need a smaller orbit. That's okay. What we'll do is we will move our orbit to something that is a little bit simpler, but still out of the debris field. Something like this. theoretically that shouldn't cause any issues. Theoretically. Let's warp to it. How can the capacitor have insufficient power? Damn. So what can we do in order to get our capacitor sufficient power? That's the question. Well, I think the first thing we need to do is undock from our station. Theoretically we should now be undocked. Let's test that. God, look at this world. Yeah, you can see the outpost is moving away from us. It's probably going to take a battering in our absence, but that's okay. What we need to do is we need to find out if we can get some better materials. There are several things, it seems, around this refinery. Now, which way is the refinery going? That's going into the debris field. What about the other refinery? It's around the other side of the world. We can't get to that. Got some derelicts here, a couple more derelicts. Let's do another scan. Look, another ship and another outpost. Let's warp there. The capacitor's still saying it's got insufficient power, which concerns me quite a lot. Does that mean the capacitor isn't working correctly? We need to go and check. Hello, capacitor. Capacitor's looking pretty good. Got 200k worth of power. Everything is working. Power is creeping up nicely. One thing that we could probably benefit from doing, grabbing a resource injector and stuffing it in here. Oop, that'll make it a little more efficient. FTL drive is ready. We're going to need a little bit more time in order to... Speed is too low. Let's move that up. And get as close to it as possible. So what I'm doing is I'm just repeatedly clicking this until it says speed too low, going up a little bit. There. That's as close as we're likely to get. So let's initialize. We're now going to need to turn to face the correct direction. Got 41 seconds to do that, so there's no rush. And we're just seeing the little M on the right hand side of the screen there. There she blows. Okay, we're just going to wait for the 30 seconds required. When that counts down to below 5 seconds, we hit J and we will warp to where we need to go. Look, we can see our station over there on the right hand side. Just at the top right hand side of our screen. Isn't that awesome? Let's go. Bernie Bird's asking about Sage. Sage is, I believe, Sage is he's one of the more prominent, or at least was one of the more prominent space engineers, streamers and YouTubers, wasn't he? I'm aware of Yoda mod. I think it's a little bit crazy. Yoda mod I struggle with because it seems to be about ever bigger and bigger ships, and of course the way that EAW handles movement and handles direction, it struggles a little bit. What has happened to Sage? I haven't seen him make a video for a long time now. Hey Ivanov, how you doing, my man? We're going to one of the automated refineries at the moment. Ivanov is one of the moderators for, and of course a tester for Hellion. Okay, looks like we're 690 odd meters out. Just got to keep my eye on those. Alright, let's slow ourselves down. Looks like there is a ship here, so that's something I need to be aware of. Okay, let's slow ourselves right down. In fact, there's quite a few modules here. Okay. Okay, let's match the target. Alright, we've come to a halt. Off we get. Let's go see what we can see. I expect that we're likely to need our weapon here. One thing that I am going to do is I'm going to drop both of these items. And as a precaution, one of the things that you should always do, which I've forgotten to do thus far, lock your doors. That means they will need to be hacked in order to get to you. Alright, we'll do the same with this one. Okay, let's close the inner door, place our helmet on, and start depressurizing. Press J. Drunk stream. I tend to quite enjoy my drunk streams. It's rare that I do them, of course, but it does happen. Okay, it looks like this is somebody else's station. The first thing I'm going to do is go to this derelict. Now we've only got about half oxygen left in our tank. Something to be aware of. Let's see how much work this fellow has done. Okay, seemingly not that much, given that this is here. And, ooh, spare ammo, yes please. We'll also grab that because it would be foolish not to. Now, in my own version of this, if you like, there were, oh wow, that's fantastic, a resource injector and a catalyst. That's great news. 20 minutes in and he's already looting. I wouldn't say I'm looting, I'm going to go and help this gentleman here. Whatever he's called. You see? Look at this. I'm going to go and put... I'm going to go and put this on his base. Okay. We want the standard docking module and the outpost. There we go. See how I'm helping? I've got practice. What do you mean I've got practice in drinking? Oh, fair point. Okay, looks like we're just about on station here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we have connected to his station. That's fantastic. Now, just to ensure that I don't forget, I think it's very important that I borrow this resource injector. Oh, it looks like there's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Okay, short term, not a problem. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect our ship, the Torazial, up. Interesting that you can't see it until you're very close anymore. That's different. That's as a result of a change in the shaders, I think. Okay. Okay, right. Oh god, a debris storm. Thank god we got him when we did. Okay, let's close the outer doors, repressurize. That was a kicking. That's a paddling. Okay. Oh, no. I think I closed it as soon as I opened it. Double click. There we go. Alright, let's close that up. And turn the light off as well. Good stuff. Oh yeah, we're definitely in an asteroid storm. Let's hope we survive through it. Shouldn't be too severe, theoretically. Let's go to dock. We don't want grapple this time. And we want to grapple to the AMAC, which is of course the docking module. There it is. The realism in these games, says John Doe, makes space feel a lot more real, in both of it being breathtaking and terrifying. I agree. I certainly agree. Particularly in this game when you've got this the Kessler effect on the go, which is all this debris passing us by. We need to be at roughly this speed. That's good, but we're not quite in line. Let's go downwards a little bit and point the ship up. Oh, too far. The ship is taking a pasting out there, you can see. I've fluffed this docking. It's retrievable. There we are. We've docked. Okay, let's go and see if we can help the poor occupant. Helmet on. In we pop. Looks like there's a pressure differential. So it may be that there's a problem with his ship. I think, you know, just to ensure that we don't confuse ourselves at all, it might be best. Oh, that was a hit. Is the ship okay? Yeah, it's fine. Right, we're in. There is no oxygen here. He might already be dead. Oh no, there's a pressure. There is pressure. There is pressure. Oh wow, we're taking the pasting. Still at 72% hull integrity. All right, we're gonna force the airlock. Oh, and we've fallen over because we're idiots. Okay, we've got to force one more. Let's move to the side a little. We're in. Let's see if we can help. Whoa! Looks like there's not even gravity in here. There we go. Alright, we have gravity. Let's keep going through. Do you need any help? How can I help you? Well, it looks like I can't help him. Who was it? Show me! Show me's one of the developers. I'm sorry, Show me. I'm about to loot everything you own. Okay. Right. Nice bit of oxygen on here. Let's put that in. Boop. There we go. It's the Torrezial. Okay, let's move things around a little bit. Pop some oxygen in the Torrezial. Yes, I'd like your nitro, please. May as well take the spare air. Never hurt, can it? Nitrogen, you say? Yes, I'd love that. Anything else that I can have? I suppose I'll have that little spare bit of nitro. It's just so kind to me. Nothing in the attach points. Any cargo that I should think about? Okay. Well, let's see what we can do about this. A little bit of spare hydrogen, confirm. Helium 3, which is of course something that drives our engines. More nitrogen, lovely. Bit of spare oxygen, oh yes. All of this. Yep, put that in the ship. Put that in the ship. Put that in the ship. And last but not least, put that in the ship. More nitro, yep, let's put it in here. And of course the nitrogen can go in here. Oh, Show me. I feel as if I've betrayed you. Feels magnificent. Okay, the other thing that might be useful for us to do is we're going to decompress every compartment. There we go. Okay, so they're depressing. It's going to take a minute or two. Now, we've only got about half oxygen left. What can we do about that? Oh, look, a small resource container. That contains oxygen and nitro. We left click on it. That's at least partially going to fill us back up. Magnificent. Okay, looks like most of this is now depressurized. The CQM's taking a minute or two, but that's not the end of the world. It's going to be useful for us to grab these suits, I expect. That is something that we'll do in a moment. Good. Good! John Doe says, I expect you're not going to get any special privileges with this game anymore. No, probably not. I would raid one of the developers, wouldn't I? 10 out of 10, Gul strikes again. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the jetpack, please. Jetpack, please. Thank you. Are you all depressurized? Yes, you are. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to throw anything that I might want into my ship. This will actually be a good test for the game as well, because one thing that they said is things shouldn't occlude through floors and things anymore as much. Seems to be down there. That's a good good sign. Oh, I seem to have fallen. I think Show Me would probably enjoy this. Okay. I don't know if our arm's going to be strong enough that we can just pelt it down that way. Hey! I could be a quarterback. Oh, that one didn't work at all. Senator Echo Winter, you are correct. I'm just making sure that they're prepared for the, you know, potential naughtiness of life. It's not that I'm an evil man. In fact, I'm a good man because I'm helping them to better understand human nature. Get the helmet in there as well. Yeah, that's floating nicely. Give, give, give. Thank you. Okay. Let's get this door closed up. God, I hope Show Me doesn't log in while I'm doing this to him. Okay, let's pressurize. Damn. I need to go all the way up in order to get these bits and bobs. I would expect that he is asleep at this point. A little bit more fiddly now. Some of the locations. I think it's because they're more precise. it makes them more fiddly. Right, let's throw that over there. Hopefully gravity will take hold. It did. Come on, gravity, do your thing. Okay. Oof. Right. Let's get that all closed up. Now we've got a load of stuff on us that we could probably do with moving. But before we do that, let's grab this catalyst, bung it in there. What else did we get? We've got a resource injector. We've got 2 resource injectors. I think we can pop one in there, which will make things a little bit more efficient to us. See, there's a little bit of damage there. Let's fix that. Don't think resource injectors need to go anywhere else, at least in the short term. So let's grab this, and we'll take a look at another area of the ship. Welcome to downstairs. You're refined as well, aren't you? Boop, boop. I am not allowed to pick it up. That's fine. That may be a bug. Oh, there we go. Let me pick it up now. That's good. Okay. Up we go. Oh. That doesn't feel right. It seems to skid you around something chronic, which is quite a concern when you're doing it. Also, my gun seems to be splaying around, so these are things that, fortunately, I can show off a little bit as and when they happen. And what's this? That isn't what I want. There we are. Let's just put my gun in my hands, take it out of my hands. It looks like I'm carrying a canister, in spite of the fact that I'm not. But we pop. This is probably one of the valiant attempts to fix the location system. We better put that in our hands as well. Right, now we need to undock. And in order to do so, we should be in here. And all we need to do is click this. There you go, we have undocked. Excellent. So we've got more resources than we did before. We're in a better position than we were before. Isn't that wonderful? But you might suggest that there's more that we could do. Now what would that be? Let's take a look at our grapple and let's find the other starship. The Ak. Looks like it's just over here, not too far away. Perhaps the other side of the space station. Oh, there she is, I see her. Now, we can either go tail to tail, or I can grapple directly onto her airlock module. I think the airlock module is going to be perhaps a little easier. So let's try and do that. I want to make sure that I'm clearing the enemy outpost. I mean, friendly outpost that I helped. What do you want to know about the game? Winter. This game is called Hellion. It is an indie game, I suppose you would suggest. Heading away from this pretty fast. I can tell you one thing very, very cheaply. I'm not anything like as talented as I used to be at piloting. Okay, let's try and get ourselves into a reasonable position. That looks about right. Okay, that's about the right height. Let's just come in for the grapple. All hail the Floob! Floob's not doing so well. Go. And we have grappled. Now grappling isn't the same as docking. Let's just make sure that nothing has been taken from us. Looks like our air filter and our air generator are offline nonetheless. So that's not going to be a problem for us. Got unauthorized access to the other ship at the moment. Ooh, hang on, we need to open her up. That thing that is, it believes it's in my hand is really irksome. I'm going to log out and log back in. That solves 99% of the problems. The new texture overlay on the shelves, I think it specifically tells you whether it's multi-purpose and what you can put in there. There we go, let's just take a look. There we go, look, there is a refined resource canister. Silly thing. It knew it was there. Right, let's close that door and depressurize. Better turn my jetpack on. Now what I'm looking to get from the other ship is potentially something that will allow me to continue on my journeys. And that is of course a warp cell. But anything else that we can strip out of her that is going to be of use to us, we'll take as well. Like, for example, this catalyst. While I'm aware that I don't need another one of these, we will take the resource injector. I think there's a little button on one side of this. Yes. What have we got here? Plasma accelerator. Don't mind if I do. Another resource injector. Absolutely. Right. Let's get you depressurized. When do you guys start streaming for Stellaris? 8 PM GMT on a Sunday is when we're doing that at the moment. May have missed a couple of comments. I'll come back over them as soon as I am free of this dust storm. Dust storm? I suppose it's a dust storm. Don't you bloopity bloop me. That was quite cool. Turns out if you're going to do something terrible, then it wants you to do it on a different piece, which we've now done. We've depressurized the entire ship because, well, let's face it, this ship does not matter. Yes, we'll take the spare rifle. Good stuff. Let's claim this ship for ourselves. Yes, we'll take that warp cell, thank you very much. We'll take that warp cell also, thank you very much. And then we'll fall to our terminable pain. I think that isn't what I wanted. Give me the jetpack, thank you. Let's pop down here. Interestingly, that door is not going to let me open it unless they're equalised in pressure. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to vent the cargo bay. Let's do it. Torazial's doing quite well for most things. She could do with more oxygen though. Now, one thing that I can't do is I can't transfer cargo using this. That makes me a little bit sad. Let's take these carbon filters just in case. I don't expect that we'll need them. How's our venting going? 0.7. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. I think the loot train is working nicely. John Doe says, I wish I'd played Subnautica, but I ruined it by watching it instead of playing. Such a shame, one of the few good survival games. Subnautica's wonderful, and watching it or playing it, both of them are equally wonderful. Even though you've probably seen some of the story, it's still in development, so there might be more story. I urge you to go out there and play it, because you will derive a lot of satisfaction from the simplest things, like getting the items together in order to build your base. No, this isn't one of my regular stream times. Not at all. Right now, for me, it's currently 4 in the morning. Unfortunately, I've had a migraine for a couple of days. And as a result of that, sadly, I spent a goodly part of daytime asleep. I took something called Tramadol, which aids you in sleeping, because, as I say, I'd really struggled to sleep, and well, now I find myself in this position. Let's grab those batteries. They could be potentially very useful in the future. Oh, have I filled up? Well, how frustrating. Plasma accelerator is probably the most useless thing that we can have. Let's put you in there. Good. Nothing else in here that I can borrow without asking, is there? No. We'll take the drill. Up we go. Now let's go and drop these things off in our ship. Once we've done that, we'll come back for a little bit of a surprise. Oh, debris storm. Oof, I think we got in just in time there. Put that down there. Close the outer door. Repressurize. Excellent. Oh, still got a little bit of dancing around when it comes to this, but there we are. There's definitely some location issues when it comes to various parts. Let's pop that up there. Whoops, picked it up again. That wasn't intended. We have got some holders down here for various bits. Let's utilise them. Now we know that we don't need any resource. Oh look, a catalyst. Oh, there's actually some really good stuff in here that I didn't know was here. Hallelujah. I'm absolutely delighted. Let's pop these carbon filters down. Because once again, in the short term, we don't need... Oh, sausage. Oh, where are you, carbon filter? I know you're about. Here. Thank you. We're taking a few hits to the ship. Don't think it's going to do any short-term damage. Or at least no major short-term damage. Now, we need that resource inject. Is that another resource injector? Because that's not what I want. Servo, yep. And we also need that containment core field generator. So that's great news. Got some batteries there that want to go. Catalyst. I think we need all three of these things. Let's put the batteries where they're supposed to go, though. Yep, there's definitely a problem with location. I'm not worried. So in order to put things in the perfect spot, I think sometimes you need to crouch now. Which is mildly irritating. One more battery. Oh, she's squared away. This tool. Actually, I should probably keep this tool on me given the amount of sparks that are coming off my ship. Yeah, I would definitely give Subnautica a try at some point. As always, I never like to say when that might be, but it's certainly something I will consider. I do believe that I own Subnautica. Right, let's put this catalyst in the other side. There was one other thing that was needed here, wasn't there? Or the servo motor, but that's not for here. That is for over here. Now that can be either for our air generator or for our air filter. I think it's better off in our air filter. And if we just pop down this ladder. We've got another semi-depleted warp cell. 30%, there it is. Pop that down there, and we'll put the nice full warp cell here. Lovely, we're in an even better position than we were before. I like that. Okay, at present, we are grappled on to the other ship. Let's remedy that. Let's move forward a little bit. It's got something that says match target available. Do I want to do that? Yes. Now here's why. We're going to turn around. There's show me ship. We need to go back there one more time. I'm not sure if you're going to like why. But it'll be a brief journey. Let's depressurize. Okay. There we go. Let's call this Show Me His Dinghy. And activate self-destruct. We have 4 minutes and 55 seconds to get out of the blast zone. Let's do so! Show me his dinghy. I love it. But that does show that the developers test the game as well, which is quite nice. Okay. Let's turn the light off. Let's back this baby up. I don't know what the blast radius is going to be like. I've already had a look at those, kitten. You can see that it's open. How far away do you reckon we need to be? 150? Seems a little bit close. Let's get ourselves beyond 200. Maybe 300? $300 seems to be a safe distance. We're at 400 now. That's fine. There it is. Now we've got quite a while left. Oh, why have we got a helmet on? That's better. Okay, gravity's on, pressure is 1.2. Air quality is staying fairly steady at a goodly amount. Let's just check. The air filter isn't online right now. We may as well power that up. We're not going to power up the air generator. I don't think that's necessary quite yet. We've got a little observation deck down here. Lovely. Let's see what kind of boom it makes. You reckon it's 500 meters, do you? Do you know what? We're going to stay about where we're at. I'm not concerned. If I die, I die. This is just a test run to ensure that everything's working all right. I can see that there has certainly been some changes made to positioning. I can tell that because of the way I wibble around at times. I think ultimately that's going to be really good. Oh, look. Oh, thank you, son. I expect it's probably about 100 meters. The Cardassian died as he lived, confident. That's not improbable, Axarath. In fact, it almost looks like that ship's getting closer to me. Ah, sod it. It'll be fine. Hey, kitten. That's... How very dare you. How very dare you indeed. Alright guys, how long does everyone think we've got left? Kitten says 2 minutes. That's fine, we can just have a nice relax and listen to the music for a couple of minutes. It does look like it's getting closer, doesn't it? Do you know what? No, I'm not going to move the ship. Whatever happens, happens. Oh, there it goes! Oh, 2 minutes, my ass. You don't need to feel guilty at all, John. If you don't know about something, you don't know about it. Well, there goes Show Me's dinghy. Sorry, Show Me. Alright, so what's next? Okay, let's do another scan. Another outpost over there, but only a derelict next to it. That's not much use to us. Over here, just derelicts. More derelicts. A lot of derelicts around. Now we do have the refinery over here. But of course that's going to go through the debris store. I think the other one is solidly the other side of the planet though. Okay, well, let's warp to it anyway. Let's try and use our most depleted cell. Move the time down. Speed is a little too low. Let's move it up just a smidge. That looks nice. Initialize. Now in the outpost, hopefully I'll find some more beneficial resources. There we go. Perfect. Yay, fireworks. Is this the new HUD coming with a new ship, mayhaps? I think it is, and I think the HUD looks great. I think all the changes that they've made recently look really beneficial. Kitten, did you see the cargo panel earlier? Hopefully I'll be able to show that off again in a little while. The cargo panel looks fantastic. It looks like it's nearly done, Viking. They released some pictures the other day of a semi-textured new ship. It's not 100% textured on the outside, but the shape is there. All they need to do is refine the details, refine the texturing, and then it's going to be ready to go. They have tested it internally. It is working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. You didn't get to. You just recently joined. Okay, well, hopefully when we get to this automated refinery, remind me, I'll go and open one of the cargo bays so you can see the new interaction panel. It looks really nice. Really nice. I like these warp effects to a limited effect. You can see right at the bottom of the warp effect, right above my my little radar section, or Dradis, or whatever you want to call it. Right there is a seam, and that seam really bothers me. I hope they'll change the warp effect so you don't get that bizarre seam there. It's very frustrating, considering the rest of the warp effect is beautiful and it wraps around the ship so nicely. Why do we have to have that stupid seam there? They released this test build today, Kitten. You're quite right. As I say, I'm on the testing team, so I'm looking for errors at the moment. As we speak. That's part of the reason that I'm streaming it. It can kill two birds with one stone. Ship is at 98% at the moment, so that's fine. Right, there's the outpost over there. Doesn't look like there are any ships around it, which is kind of a shame because it means there's less to raid. Let's get ourselves sped up a little bit. It's only 1.3k off. I don't think that's the final texture, Kitten. I genuinely don't think that's the final texture. They said something about it perhaps not being the final texture. Someone needs to put some Stargate ships in here. Oh, that'd be super cool, wouldn't it? I don't think modding is going to be a thing, at least in the short term for this game. Long term, they definitely have plans for it, but short term, I don't think so. Right, we're only 500 meters away. Make sure that we're not going in too fast. I can see the dark silhouette of it. Now, from what I remember, there are no turrets around this. But that doesn't mean it hasn't changed over the past few days. It does look really good, this game, doesn't it? It's just... Now, one thing that you can't experience, because you're not the guys playing, is the way that it reacts, the way that you have to kind of self-correct all your movements, because... See, I'm not touching anything right now, and the ship is just moving in the last direction. Now you can see that in spite of the fact that I'm moving the direction the ship is facing around, we're still moving in exactly the same direction as we were. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay. Whoop. Let's just match velocity. Oh god, I've made a terrible error. I had my hands in the wrong position. Okay, so our ship took a little bit of damage there, about 10% damage. And you can see that we've knocked the station into an irregular orbit. That can't be good. That cannot be good at all. It will stabilise itself. That's something that stations do. I had my hands in the wrong position and I pressed forward and... Whoopsie diddles. Not my finest moment. Let's let this station stop rotating the way that it is. My, that was foolish. There we go, she stopped. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to get myself... Let's just turn the ship's lights on. Bloody hell. We're lucky I didn't die doing that, because I just headbutted it, basically, with my ship. That was really not wise of me. This is where I wanted to get to. God, I can't believe I did that. What a fool. Let's just take a quick look around, make sure that there's no major damage. Okay, no damage to the oxygen tanks. No damage to that. Okay. Looks like structural integrity was maintained. Okay, yeah. I can't see any terrible damage. A little bit here, look. There we go, that's fixed. Now what we now need to do is get our helmet on and depressurize the vessel. Well, not the vessel, just this room here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying a different type of ingress. Let's just use what we can of these. Oopsie daisy. God, I love that red light. Okay, looks like we're ready to leave the ship. Now, one thing that I can see is we are going through a debris storm right now. The chances of me dying are, of course, higher when we're in a debris storm. I'm going to chance it. This is not wise, but we're going to do it anyway. Looks like we're not allowed in this way. Got to find a different way in. Okay. If you see any big pieces of debris, let me know, guys. Okay, we're going to get in this way. like the station's depressurized anyway. That's interesting. Okay, we can start looting. Oof! Excellent. Well, that's going to be useful, the warp cell. I don't think these are useful anymore, these air processing things. Nothing in there. We've got a lot of ammo on us, so it's probably not ideal to have so much ammo here. Plenty of jetpacks. Let's continue onwards. Oh. Damn it. Thank you. Feels a little bit like you're in the belly of the beast when you're in these derelict stations. Oh, hello, another servo. Yes, that's excellent. That's what I want. Alright, we've got a... Gul is a trained asteroid storm EVA professional. Absolutely right. That's precisely what I am. Roughly. Okay. Looks much the same on this side, doesn't it? Ooh, low servo motor. I'll have a bit of you. Let's just take this into my hand, plop it in, and lob it out. Fine. We'll take another round of ammunition because we can carry that. Let's continue onwards. So much stuff that we could grab from here. Now we want to go this way. Anything interesting here? Ammo. Another weapon, another rapier. Let's open the... Oh god, I did exactly what I didn't want to do there. Let's turn gravity back on. Let's use the door controls. Make sure that our ship hasn't drifted away too far. She may have been hit with a piece of debris. That is always a possibility. There she is! The Taurasial! Magnificent. Okay, let's open all of these. Nothing. Oh, it's not a good loot haul. Hello. 2 further warp cells. Delicious. Oh my! Fried electronics. These are new things that are in the game. With fried electronics, you are able to craft things together, which is awesome. Okay, I promised you, Kitten, that I would let you look at this. So this is now what things look like. You can see we've got really nice iconography for each of the different items. Kitten, fantastic, really beautiful. I think I much prefer this visual. And also, I think it's a lot clearer. The attach point is anything that is attached to the cargo bay itself. And then you, of course, have the refinery as well. Now, you can see that we've got a little bit of nitro in here, but other than that, there's not a great deal, is there? What we could do in order to show how you would transfer things is we'll grab this refined resource canister, boop, pop it there. Now, if we click on attach point, we can see that there's some hydrogen in it. But what we could also do is grab the nitro that's here and hover over the attach point. You can see that it highlights, and drop it. And of course nothing happens because I've done it wrong. Yes, what I would actually need to do is I need to pull it over here, confirm, click on the attach point and then pull it back. My apologies for getting things wrong. It does happen a lot. Okay, so we've got one spare slot and then one, what I suppose I would call hand slot. Let's make use of them. And we're going to EVA back to our ship. Looks like something's sparking, which is not ideal. We'll fix that. It's not heavily sparking, we're okay. And of course we've got our little slots that we can put all these things on. Bit more hydrogen, excellent. Now, I don't like to have more than 3 or 4 of these refined resource canisters, so it tends to be that when they've met their usefulness, if you will, I just lob them out like so. And they will disappear after a time. They don't necessarily increase the server load very much. Oh, I want to keep that on me, don't I? Or do I? Have I got 2? I've got 2. Yep. Let's put the spare one right there. Warp cells, warp cells. Yeah, okay. Everything else must stay. Let's just get a little fixing done. That's true, you're quite right. I did experience that bug earlier on, Kitten. Entirely my own fault. But I suppose... Can you see this lighting overlay? Oh my lord! Oh, I fell. The lighting overlay on the outside of the hull. Let's just go back outside. Look, the purple of the planet of Bethir is beautifully reflected as you go towards the ship. Look, you can see, just kind of very subtly on the corners there, the purple is of Bethir is actually being reflected. Oh, I love it. Whatever changes have been done to the lighting engine are fantastic changes. I'm absolutely delighted by them. Let's grab these electronics. I think they're quite rare. Or at least comparatively rare. Is there anything important in here? Here or here? No. Alright, we're totally full up here. We can take a couple more canisters. John, I'm perfectly happy to upload this music for you if you would like me to do so. Oh, bit of a bug there. I wish I could disagree with you, Kitten, but I can't. I adore this game. I adore the way it looks. I adore the way it plays. I wish it had more players. I desperately wish it had more players because it would encourage the developers so much. They're already doing a great job. Please don't misunderstand me. But I think sometimes developers deserve a little bit of encouragement. A little bit of additional encouragement, if you like. Hey Chris, how you doing, my man? The civilian base is Havoc. Oof. Right. Let's grab these. Now we could grab these as well, the raw resource canisters, but because I'm not necessarily, at least in the short term, intending to do any mining, I don't think it's necessary. And I don't want to go back and forth indefinitely. Oh look, burners over there. We can go to that planet as well. Or at least close to it. If we go to it, we die. Just okay, I'll do that for you at some point. Plop ourselves down. Right, let's get that closed. Just going to drop this on the floor for a moment because I would like to repressurize. It's going to take a minute or two. Let's pop a little bit more oxygen in. Whatever that was. Fine, fine. Thank you. What have you got in you? Nitrogen. I think nitrogen's pretty full. Entirely full, in fact. Need to stop double clicking on things. Ah. You know that bug you were talking about? I think I have found it. Now, I think electronics, they'll go on these kind of shelves. Yes, they do. And my apologies for the hand bug. It's because of the way that I utilise the game. It shouldn't happen. Of course it shouldn't happen. But as I say, it's in development. Easily forgivable. A relog does indeed fix the bug, you're quite right. It simply puts the item into your inventory as long as you've got space in it. Okay, we need that tier 1 servo motor. Looks like we've been smashed up by something again. Okay, good. Right. We can go back upstairs now. Now we could, if we chose to, do a load more looting. As I'm sure you would anticipate, it's something that we could do. But we're not going to do that tonight. We are just going to, I suppose, take it easy now. We're going to go back to our base, ensure that what we did have is still there. This is a 27% one. Let's replace. Because what I like to do is I like to try and keep my 100% stocked, ready. There we go. Put everything away. Let's quickly relog, because I don't want that to become a bone of contention. There are other really positive things about the development team as well. Very, very positive things about the development team. Now, the development team themselves are, well, they're very human. A lot of development teams seem very... Oh, of course, I've forgotten that we'd broken our solar panel. Let's go and fix that. They engage very, very well with their community, which is something that I find a lot of development teams don't. Whoopsie daisy. I think because they are at heart an indie game. They've done very well. I think they started on IndieDB, and then they garnered enough votes in order to get Steam greenlit, and then once they'd done that, of course, they progressed into early access. So in order to get Steam greenlit in the first place, you need a lot of community votes. They learned how to interact very well with their community. And I think it stood them in very, very good stead. We find, or at least the testing team, if you like, finds that they communicate with us nearly as much as we communicate with each other in the Discord. Now, having one of the developers of the game saying, "Oh yeah, I'll have a look at that," when you just say something to the other guys in the chat, "Have you noticed this before, guys?" I love that. I absolutely love that. Every time you tune in, it's a new game you don't know. I'm sorry, buddy. I like a lot of games. I'm not sure if they are. They might well be. I really don't know the answer to that, kitten. I'm sorry. Okay, let's try and get back to our home base. Now, the first thing I'm going to want to do is try and get myself out of range here of this. Oh my. That is absolutely stunningly beautiful. And you can see it moving against the direction that the ship is moving in. Oh, it's wonderful. Right, navigate. I'm sorry. I shouldn't get quite so zoned out. Now, the game believes our home station is over here. We might be able to make that, but I don't want to make any guarantees. Let's take a look. You see, if we try to warp to it now, we're going to be going straight through the planet. That's not cool. Let's do a scan. Perhaps we can do a two-pronged jump if we jump over here and then jump to it. Let's cancel that jump. Scan is in progress. Doodly 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 doodly. It doesn't look like we're going to find anything with great ease here, which is unfortunate. So there is another way that we can deal with this. We'll go custom orbit. Let's pull the custom orbit in a little ways. Like so. Now we want to get to somewhere kind of around here. Warp to there. That looks good, doesn't it? Be about a 3-minute warp jump, but it's going to get us to our home. There we go. Maneuver has been initiated. Lovely. Wizlaws says, this is off topic. Now, it's absolutely on topic. But what do you know about debris fields still impacting when you're not in a debris field? I think the simple answer is nothing, but I know that they do, because you can come back to a destroyed station if it regularly goes through a debris field. So we know that it does happen. I don't know anything about the mechanics of it. That's almost Wiz. It's almost like the question, you know, if a tree falls in the woods, do you hear it? Oh, sorry. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, has it really happened? Yes, is the answer. Yes, you do, Ryans. Absolutely. Oh, what a fantastic year, 1986, the year of my birth. The area of effect for a debris field is a lot bigger than the map icon. It's horridly big, actually. I agree with you on that, Kitten. Absolutely. The area of effect for a debris field is larger than it appears to be indicated on your Navicom. So that's something that you need to be aware of. You need to think, okay, so this is the width of the debris field, double that width. If you're outside of that, you'll probably be okay. That's a really good point, Kitten. And I would urge anybody who's thinking about docking their ships, putting themselves in an orbit that is only a little way away from a debris field, don't. Move further. Yeah, I'm hurtling towards my 32nd birthday. Now, recently there have been some bugs that have been brought to light with regards to debris fields. Sometimes, even if you are totally outside the radius of any debris field that might be close by, and you have grabbed a ship, a module, while it was in a debris field, and put it onto your station, very, very occasionally, the debris field still is active, because it was active around that module at the time. It's very rare that that happens, but it can happen. So be aware of that. Try and make sure that you take a module or you grab a new module when there isn't a debris storm going on. I know that's easier said than done, but it's something that I would advise because it will mostly negate the problem. Okay, right, we're into our new orbit. I just tried to press M for map, what a fool I am. Go to nav, click on home station. There it is, and we're going to be able to get to it now. Looks like it's just passing through the debris field, which is pretty horrific. Oh well, hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Let's choose our mostly depleted warp cell. Speed's a little too low there. Now, looking at it, we'll be coming out of the debris field when we come out of warp. So we might get a few pings off the hull, but it shouldn't be too horrific. We're at 100% health at the moment. Oh, Bethia, you beautiful beast. Yours was back in February. Well, happy birthday. I know it's a little while ago, but happy birthday to you nonetheless. Okay. You'd like them to add HUD icons for altering your orbit. Excuse me, I can't speak. It is, yeah, it's nearly 5 in the morning. So for altering your orbit manually with engines in the event that you don't have warp cells. I think that'd be a very good idea. Now, it's evident that they've been experimenting with something fairly similar because you can see your orbital path changing if something else alters your orbit. For example, if you come within the gravity radius of a smaller planet, you'll be able to see it twisting off. If they could do something... Intrepid Dawn says, I'm getting my ass kicked. What are you getting your ass kicked by, Intrepid? Are you playing? Oh, do you play do you play PUBG? I do play PUBG. I'm not very good at it at all. So I imagine, was I playing with you, I'd be getting my ass kicked alongside you. But perhaps we should play that together sometime. You never know, we might be the dream team. It's possible. 2 terrible players might equal something greater than the sum of their parts. "27 seconds until we are back near our starting base." Yes, PUBG, yes, I did see. But Cardassian's a magnificent kitten. Utterly magnificent. Wow. That was a well-timed warp. Oh, the outpost was the other way. Right, let's get up to it, let's grapple it, and let's take it the hell out of here before it is utterly destroyed by debris. Let's get over there. Only about 500 meters away. Not too far at all. Now you can see that we've got two bars at the edge of our central bar, which is directly underneath our distance regulator. If that gets into the red, I'm in trouble because I'm going to be smashing into my own station. So what we need to do is when those bars are getting fairly close to the little blue central part, we need to back off the power. There we go. I like to wait till it gets about halfway in, and then I'll just slowly back off the power. That's it. Well, here's the outpost. That, theoretically, should be our docking bay. So let's match speed. Excellent. You can see that there is some damage to our station. That is a shame. Let's click dock, go to our grapple, airlock, and we're going to turn the whole ship around and grapple onto it. And then hopefully we're going to be able to tug the whole thing into a different orbit. We're quite close at the moment. Oh, there it is. Now we're a little lower than it. That looks about right. So let's go upwards and forwards.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
Aidan Lawfield, thank you so much for following the stream. You're an absolute gem. If anybody sees anybody following the stream and I don't notice, please do let me know. Can happen. Because I don't hear the sound notifications, so I'm reliant on seeing it out the corner of my eye in the little chat segment. Ooh, this doesn't seem to be working as I hope. I think I just need to back up. Oh, there we go. How it's worked. Looks like my whole station is depressurized. I think I depressurized it, so that's not so bad. Let's go to nav. Okay, where can we get to, which will ensure that we're not going to have any problems? I think we need to be in a wide orbit. So let's click on Bethia, go to add custom orbit, and drag it right out. Something about there would be ideal. Little bit of danger of running into asteroids there, so let's just a smidgen more. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Oh, no. Oop, oop, oop. Just try and stick us just outside the asteroids. Am I going through any asteroids here? Through any planetary orbits? Now, our orbit might be affected by Everest. I hope it won't be, but I can't be sure. Let's take all of these. Our speed is too low.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
FTL drive is ready. It's going to take a few minutes, but we can just about do it on the power that we've got. Oh, no, we can't. We don't have enough power. That's something that we can remedy. Let's get ourselves down into this segment. Grab the central one, because that's more or less out. And we're going to pop a full warp cell in. Bloop. There we go. Excellent. Fingers crossed that is going to allow us to do what we want to do. to the Navicom. Let's go custom orbit. In fact, what we might want to do... Where are we right now? Let's go warp 2. This might actually be easier for us. Yes, let's simply warp... Oh, you silly thing. You know you can. Don't you start with me. The amount of power it takes to haul your station is unreal. There we go. Fine. Absolute sod. I'm sorry about that, John. Did that happen recently? Was it you, John? Now, manoeuvring is, of course, much more difficult when you've got a big-ass station on your bum. Right, let's manoeuvre. Thanks, guys. Elite Dangerous is a really cool concept. I haven't come back to it for ages. When it came out in early beta, I had a good look at it then, but I haven't really looked at it since. So, if you think it's improved or that I should take another look at it, let me know. These are the kind of games that I enjoy. There's nothing forgettable about you, Kitten. Nothing forgettable at all, especially considering that you appear to be watching on 2 different streams independently. Now that's just impressive. It's dedication. Right, once we've locked ourselves into a nice orbital pathway, we're going to dock the ship up, and I think once we've docked the ship up properly, we'll probably end the stream there. As I say, it's just about 5 in the morning. I should almost certainly have a bit of a relax. I do need to stay awake, unfortunately, but I am quite exhausted as a result of the migraine and the daytime sleep. I do feel a little bit washed out. Oh, I've got a little bit of tea left, that's nice. It's not nearly as warm as it should be. How long have I been streaming for now, guys? Just about 2 hours? Ah, it's almost iced tea. Two months straight, absolutely. God, if I had streamed for that long, I imagine I'd have a lot of followers just because they'd be watching to see the day that I cracked. But no, 2 hours does seem to be an ample stream. Anything longer than that is a little bit tiring, I think, for a content creator. So I think we're going to call it quits soon. A lot of people do these 24-hour streams and things like that, don't they? But oh, good lord, no. It's not for me. I mean, perhaps if I was doing YouTube and or Twitch for a living, I might consider doing something of that ilk, but... Right, we've arrived near the asteroid. I don't expect that we're going to be getting any closer to it, so... let's... disgorge ourselves of the ship. Hit grapple. Wait for ourselves just to move away a little bit. And turn sideways. We're about 30 odd meters away from the docking port. There it is. We do need to turn this way. Oopsie daisy. Skim into the side a little. Oh, I think that's fair to say. You do get a little bit grumpy after more than about 2 hours, don't you? I think sometimes it depends on your audience as well. I mean, if you've got an audience that doesn't mind you popping off for 5 minutes while the stream remains active and getting yourself a nice cup of tea or what have you, I don't suppose that's too bad. Because you need your 5-minute breaks every now and then, don't you? Wait, we have docked up. Isn't that lovely? Let's go and take a look at life support. Now what we hopefully will be able to do, I can't see any hull breaches, is to re-pressurize all of our modules. There should be a good amount of air in the air tank. Corridor B's getting there. Corridor B is full. Main room's taking a little while. Hope that doesn't mean that there's a hull breach of any form. Oh, sounds great, John. Well, I hope you have a good game. Let me know how it goes. And hopefully... no, the stream will be finished very, very shortly, my friend. But thank you so much for joining in. It's been a real pleasure having you here. You can pull a station with multiple modules on it now. Isn't that incredible, kitten? Isn't that awesome? It takes so much power to do, but you can do it. Let's repressurize the AM as well. Swiftly running out of oxygen. It is indeed a game changer, but you need oodles of warp cells. Oodles of them. We're at 0.6 bar and we've only got 68 oxygen, 62. I don't think this is going to be full. We may need to actually turn our air filter, our air generator, excuse me, my apologies, on. Yes, I do think we're going to need to do that. Let's get that done. Look at that all just drop. Aye, aye, aye. As soon as she's full, we're going to shut her off. Come on, nearly there. You're nearly pressurised. Ender Gaming asks, what's this game about? Surviving in a hostile environment. I think is the very simplest way of putting it. Okay, right, we're going to shut that down. There we go, guys. Now, theoretically, let's just shut this door. Shut that bloody door. We're going to pop down here. God, it's bloody buggy, that lift now. We are going to grab a couple of resource injectors and the servo motor. And the reason that we want to do that is because that is going to allow us... That's going to allow us to make things a little bit more efficient. Let's shut the inner door, open the outer door. Looks like we've got a little bit of work that needs to be done on the base. Shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully we'll be able to stand. Ooh, now. Alright, let's fix the base up. I want to shut that door. It irks me when they're left open. There we go. You can also lock this. Honey, I'm home. Right, let's grab the servo motor. Oh, put that away. Grab the servo. I'm going to pop it in there. We also have a resource injector that we can make use of. Let's pop that in there. Excellent. My apologies, guys. Oh dear. Terrible. Right, let's deploy. Now, one thing that we do want to do is I feel that we need to shut down the fusion reactor on our ship. I also feel that what we can do, what we can get away with doing now, is we can shut down the ship itself. Oh, let's deploy our other solar panel, because you can see that we're losing. Making a little bit here, module output 450, which is very good. The AMAC, we can turn this on, turn this off, and turn the ship off as well. There we go. FTL's on cooldown. We will have to charge up the capacitor banks again, but our capacitors overall are going up now because we are using our solar panels alone. We're not using any of the I think it's Helium 2 or something. I think we utilised everything in these, didn't we? Yes, we did. Now, what we could potentially do, guys, is we could, of course, refine some of the bits and bobs that we've got here. In fact, we've got stuff in our ship that needs to come over to the station. Let's get that done. Regolith. I don't know what regolith is. Nitrates, dry ice, and a little bit of nitrogen as well, which is very useful. Let's confirm. Come over to our outpost. We've got oxygen. We have helium 3. Oxygen on the ship is fine. Nitrogen on the ship is fine. So we can put both of these in our outpost. Confirm and confirm. A little bit of helium 3 that needs to go on our ship. Excellent. Nitro. Well, let's fill our modules up first. Because without a decent supply of nitro, it's entirely possible that terrible things could happen to us. We wouldn't be able to manoeuvre. That'd be awful. These we're not going to refine this evening. I think it's time for me to, well, stop playing. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I have. Thoroughly, in fact. Let's take a look at live support. Air filter is on here. Let's shut it down. Shut that one down as well. Make sure that nothing unnecessary is on. And the reason that we're doing that is because if it remains on, of course, it is going to be draining it. 725 additional power we have here. Don't necessarily need it. Let's turn both of these off. Plus 225 still. We will just use our outpost solar panels. And I think that's going to be sufficient. So without further ado, guys, that'll be the end of the stream. Now, I can have up to 2 more players with me, and maybe I will in the next episode. If you want me to stream this again, particularly on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. I was concerned for a moment there that there wasn't any oxygen because it was red. Dude. There's our ship. Oh, isn't it great? But because it's sleepy time, let's close the shutters. Ah. I'm sorry, VanguardGaming, we have been going for more than 2 hours now. I'm so sorry that you've arrived a little bit later than you wanted to. But you can watch this back on demand once it's processed a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully I'll see you in the next stream.